Be honest. How many hours have you lost staring at her picture, stalking her socials, maybe comparing yourself until you can't breathe anymore, and still thinking, what the hell does she have that I don't? Now, that why that's swirling around in your head brings in another question. Who is she? Why does your brain fixate on her? Why does comparison take over? And how do you pull yourself out of the spiral before it does more harm? Because the bottom line is, when your partner's had an affair, you are going to question so many things about yourself and compare it to her. It's not a competition. It's not. I want you to understand a bit of what's going on. Like women say to me, I can't stop seeing her face in his eyes, in his head, everywhere I bloody look. Why did he pick her? What's she got that I don't have? And finding yourself stalking her social media and hating yourself for doing it, but really feeling completely compelled to do it. It's like you can't stop. I think a lot of women experience this, and this kind of obsessiveness isn't a sign of anything odd or untoward. It's actually your nervous system trying desperately to make sense of what is incredibly chaotic and unbearable. This other woman, this other person that he's spending time with or has spent time with, she's become a bit of a symbol of everything that you have lost, everything that you never expected to feel. And your mind can get really fixated because it's wired to hunt for the meaning in situations because that helps you feel a bit more in control of everything. Otherwise, if you can't make sense of it, life feels out of control. And that is the last thing any of us want to feel. Sometimes we get into the headspace of she was a prize instead of she was his projection. This was about what he hoped his life would be like, his life and where he was in his life, not about, this woman being so fantastic. There's a big trap in comparing ourselves. We can find ourselves imagining that she must be perfect, imagining that we're not good enough or worthy enough or lovable enough. Telling ourselves the story, if I were different in some way, maybe if I was smarter or more attractive, just different to the way I am, maybe that would have made the difference. But this comparison that you're making between you and her really is quite poisonous for your self-worth. It's going to blind you from seeing your own value and understanding that his choices aren't about who you are. They're about his choices, the things he chose to do. Comparison doesn't reveal her worth, but it does steal yours. It's very important to lean into what's going on and understand it. Your nervous system's all hijacked. You're in that triggered space, fight, flight, freeze, fawn. And in that triggered space, the triggered space of betrayal, you're caught between lashing out and running away. Or you're going to shut down. Or if you're really struggling, you might try and please and placate. Your body is flooded with stress chemicals. And so what do we do when we're flooded with all these chemicals? We can feel a bit like it's really addictive. There's some craving, there's running through loops. And so this obsession that we feel, we think it's probably madness, but it's not. It's a chemical reaction in your body to what has happened. And your mind and body trying to make sense of something that feels absolutely intolerable. Breaking free of what's happening can feel almost impossible, but it's not impossible. There are things that you can do to really help you come back to yourself and know that this is just a stress response, a trauma response. We can slow down and breathe. I know people tell you to breathe all the time and it can drive you batty, but some deep, deep breathing, 4 breaths in and out, hold it in the middle, hold it for a second and just bring yourself back. Remind yourself, I'm safe. I'm going to be okay. Try and ask yourself, what do I really need here? And it's usually not about her. It's usually about, I want to feel safe. I want to trust. I want my life back. Get a journal or use your phone or an app and just vomit out all of it, everything that's underneath it, all of the hopes, fears that are messed up and it's feeling unbearable. Get it out of your body and get it somewhere else, somewhere safe, so make sure nobody can find it. Shift the focus, and come back into the present moment. What can I see? What can I hear? What can I feel? What can I smell right now? What's going on right now? And create some boundaries with the person and with yourself. Limit social media checking. Protect your own mental space. Find your story in this. Who you are beyond this betrayal, who you are beyond this rupture in your relationship, and find people who can really help and support you. That's kind of really important. Some of us get into this space of, try to forget that it happened or pretend that it happened, pretend that it didn't happen. But that's not a good idea. It's really about reclaiming your life and your energy from the loop you are in. It's about going, hey, I'm not saying this didn't happen. What I'm saying is this has impacted me, but I want to reclaim my peace and my calm and my life not feeling so bloody unbearable. When you stop comparing yourself to her, you really open up a space for some more self compassion to grow, to remind yourself that you're not defined by his betrayal or her presence in his life. And healing is a messy, messy thing. Some days you're going to be thinking about her and churning about that, and some days you won't. And it's okay to give yourself permission on both of those days to say, it's okay for me to feel like this. It's okay for this to be challenging for me. She's not the end of your story. She's just evidence that you deserve better than you're currently getting. I think it's really important for you to just lean into what is going on and be really kind and really gentle with yourself. It can be very hard. I have in my store some survival guides that you can take a look at, see if they might be helpful. In addition to that, I'm on YouTube every single Thursday with a live chat, just checking in and seeing how people are going. So I'd love you to join me for that. Of course, if you are feeling like you need some additional supports, I'm more than happy to do private sessions with you. And if you want one of those, just let me know in the comments and I will give you my calendar link. Next time, we're going to be talking about should you stay or should you go? It's a really challenging space to be, right? You'll find all of these videos in the playlist After an Affair. In that playlist, these will run automatically, and I put links in the on the screen for you to see the next video in this series. Let me know in the comments, are you struggling with obsessing with her? Are you finding it challenging? Do you find that you're on a bit of a loop? And how's it impacting you? I'd really like to know. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye, everyone.